Just to have an opportunity to respond to the pro tem that talked about a Republican plan and how we were going to address the funding of that plan and the delay of even getting it to a hearing. I don't think a hearing has even been scheduled, and that certainly is not something that the minority party governs. But I'd like to give a few suggestions on how we could actually implement that plan. My good colleague from San Diego talked about Caltrans, and we had 3,500 engineers that had no work. And we had an opportunity to furlough them at a savings to the state of hundreds of millions of dollars. Not only did we reinstate those engineers that had nothing to do, but we also gave them a significant raise. We also, in various levels of government, many of you served in local government, I did, city, county. During the recession, we all made our governments work more leanly. We asked them to take 10% cuts, find ways for efficiencies. If we asked every state agency to just do what they can to find a 5% efficiency with our budget, we could save over $6 to $7 billion a year. And then, of course, the train to nowhere. We're talking about tens of billions of dollars for something that's probably never going to get built, ever. And then, of course, welfare reform. We have roughly 13% of the nation's population and have about 30% of the welfare needs of this country. We all know that in-home supportive services, this unbelievably large entitlement program that this body is looking to shove back to counties, don't tell me that there's not hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud that go on at IHSS. And decreasing the size of state government. All we do every year here is create more agencies, more employees. I think when we started, we had 350,000 employees. When I started here, I think we're at over 370,000 employees now. And then let's talk about fairness. Every bond debt service is paid for out of the general fund, but not the transportation bonds. Those are paid for by weight fees, paid for by all the trucks that are supposed to be mitigating all the damages, the potholes, and the damage their high-weight trucks create on our roads, but we divert it, like we divert other taxes. We keep telling our citizens we need a new tax for something, and then what do? We change the law, we change policies, and we divert those revenues to something else. Our citizens are sick and tired of being taxed. They want to see something in return for their taxes. In Riverside County, we had Measure A, transportation taxes. Have any of you driven over the $1.5 billion project, the 91 improvement projects that my citizens paid for, basically, with their sales tax? And that's why they've been supportive of our taxes in Riverside County, is because they see something in return for their investment. But in the state of California, it's a black hole. We ask for more taxes. We don't ask for reforms. We could have paid for all these transportation improvements, my friends, by doing efficiencies and looking at ways to save money in the state of California, instead of going back to the well yet again, where the citizens have the highest taxes for transportation of any other state. We probably have the highest vehicle license fees of any other state, and we're asking who to pay more. The rich people, it's no big deal to rich people, but to working class people, modest income people, the working poor, these are the people that we're hurting the most. And my friends, I hope that we in the future can work in a more bipartisan way. You could hear the Republican proposal and all the sequelae of information that can go along with it that might have made it a much more palatable solution for doing what we all want. We all want more infrastructure in the state of California, but we don't want to ask our citizens to pay twice for it or 3 times.